is mailbag time here on Seahawks Today, reacting to the latest rumors on your Seattle Seahawks. But before we get to that, need a favor to ask of the 12s. Can you share today's show? Here's what I need you to do. Click the share button, select the Twitter icon, and click post to Twitter. Tag me at Tyler Jones Live. And if you do, I'll retweet you. And the first 10 people to share today's show and to follow me on Twitter, I'm going to follow you back. So you rub my back, I'll rub your back, and we'll get started with today's show. First question from Sad Sherman. That's pretty good. Writes in, what about trading for Leonard Williams? Okay. You might be onto something here, Sad Sherman. Let's break this down for you. So Leonard Williams plays for the lowly New York Football Giants, who are just a disaster, a dumpster fire. We saw firsthand when the Seahawks kicked that ass on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago. With that said, though, he is one of the few bright spots of that New York Giants team and plays at a high level. The Seahawks could certainly use him. And the Giants, I think there's no return. I don't think that they are going to figure this out and get this thing back on track. So could the Seahawks potentially be in play? I think they have some other guys that would be priority potentially, who they could be looking at for a cheaper price. But Leonard Williams is a name to keep an eye on. That one, and that's a new one. We haven't really talked about Leonard Williams, I think, at all here on the channel. I wouldn't rule out the possibility. Leonard Williams, we'll see if the Seahawks pull that off. I'll say this. I don't think it's likely, but I don't think it's impossible that they could be making a move for Leonard Williams there. What about Leonard Williams? What do you guys think? Y for yes, N for no. Should the Seahawks make a trade for Leonard Williams? Our pinned comment today, weigh in. Tell us what you think in the comments section below, and let us know what you think. Brian Bosworth, the Boz, checking in. I love the Boz. Hopefully he's not still getting run over by Bo Jackson these days. What are the chances the Seahawks trade for Derek Barnett? Now, that's another fascinating one. Derek Barnett, not a guy that we have talked a ton about either, but Derek Barnett could be another fit for what the Seahawks are looking for, of trying to find another potential pass rusher of some sorts. We were talking on the channel earlier this week, and the Seahawks are in a position where, yeah, sure, they had 11 sacks against the New York Giants, but the Giants have a bad O-line, and the Seahawks are lacking depth. Now that Mike Morris, we know, is not going to play this year, he's basically on a redshirt year of some sorts. You are basically one more injury away from making some phone calls and shopping and trying to do something, right? And so what I look at in the Seahawks circumstance, whether it's a guy like Derek Barnett or Leonard Williams or some of these other defensive linemen, edge rushers, and all that, is basically getting ahead of things, finding solutions before a problem develops. Because in the NFL, injuries happen. It's not a matter of if, but when. So Derek Barnett, yeah, I'm open to the possibility of Derek Barnett, just like I would be Leonard Williams too. Should the Seahawks trade for Leonard Barnett? Weigh in. Tell us what you think in the comments section. T for trade, P for pass. Put a letter on it. Let us know what you guys think. Brian writes in, what's the ceiling of level of violence we will see when the Prez and Spoon get hot at the same time? Man, I got to tell you, I am so intrigued by just how physical this Seattle Seahawks team is really about to be. We've seen Devon Witherspoon already just deliver the boom, right? And we know how tough Jamal Adams is and the problems that he can cause, the way he can disrupt things for opposing offenses here. I am very intrigued. I think that we're going to see this Seahawks team get wins later on in the season where they insert their will. They win because they're the more physical team, and their secondary really develops that and makes things difficult for those offenses they face. Watch out. It's going to be lethal, I can tell you that much. Beta YT. an OG here on Seahawks Today, one of our favorites. He says, what do you think of Clint Hurtt after that Giants game? So you may have been watching this channel a time or two, and I'll be honest, I have been hard on Clint Hurtt at times and some of his decision-making. Through those first few games, Clint Hurtt was not putting the Seahawks in a position to succeed defensively with his play calling. We know that they have athletes, that they have good players, but he wasn't scheming them right to put themselves in the best position to succeed. That Giants game was a huge step in the right direction. Now what I need to see from Clint Hurtt is consistency. I don't need that to be just one matchup against the New York Football Giants, one of the worst teams in the NFL. I need to see that at a consistent level. Need to see them go after the quarterback and continue to show the pass rush and those blitzes and those disguises. I really love what Clint Hurtt has done the last couple of weeks of blitzing with the corner position and effective that way. More of that at a consistent basis. If he continues to do that, then this defense will be on the right track. Today's show is sponsored by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, enter the promo code Seahawks125, you will get a 125% deposit bonus. But $100, Dad, you get $125 to spend for free at chatsports.com/bet. It's like buying a pizza and then getting a couple extra slices for free. That's what we're offering with the deal that you get with BetUS. Odds for this Sunday. The Seahawks are an underdog to Cincinnati, 2.5. The over-under expected to be a high-scoring affair with the over-under at 45. You can get your bets in now at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Seahawks125 to bet on this game as well as other NFL action this weekend. Junior writes, will B. Wags get re-signed by the Hawks before the end of the season? I'm not expecting that to happen during the season. I do think Bobby Wagner is going to be back next year. And my hope, as many of you out there probably feel the same way, is that we never see him wear another uniform like that nasty Rams uniform he wore last year. I hope he retires as a member of the Seattle Seahawks. So I think the Seahawks are in a position where they're not necessarily trying to focus on extensions and all that right now. There's other guys besides Bobby Wagner that you're going to have to get new contracts for. I expect Bobby to be back, but I don't think that's on their priority list to take care of right now at this point in time. But stay tuned for that. I do think Bobby's going to be back. He's playing at too high of a level to move on from again, and that $7 million that he's making this year is very doable. Tyson writes in, which best free agent pass rusher should we be looking at? Tyson, that's a very good question, my guy. Melvin Ingram is still around, still waiting for his name to get called. Another guy, as far as a defensive tackle goes in the interior, Matt Ioannidis is waiting for his name to be called and trying to find a home of some sorts. There's a couple guys that are free agents right now. They're not necessarily the level that you would expect of some of these guys you could potentially trade for, but you don't have to give up a ton, obviously, to get those guys. You pay them just a little bit, and then they're on their way and on your roster at that point. But Tyson, those are a couple names that come to mind on that front that could make their way to Seattle and somebody to keep an eye on as far as that goes. Tyson, thanks for that question, and we appreciate you submitting that to us here on the channel of potential free agent pass rushers there. So keep in mind on that. Who do you got as far as the Seahawks-Bengals game goes, by the way, for Sunday? I know you're going with the Seahawks, but I need to see photo evidence here. Get in that comment section. Type S for Seahawks. Don't be typing B for Bengals. I don't want to see any Bs. Okay? We don't like Bs around here. Show me all the S's for who you got. Seahawks, Bengals, and get those bets in. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code Seahawks125 for more there. Appreciate you joining us on today's show. Make sure to hit the share button if you like today's show. Let's get this show out to as many Seahawks fans as we can so they can be a part of what we're doing each and every day on Seahawks Today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.